Hey friends, how you doing today? Thanks for watching this short little video. We're going to talk about this. What the hell is this? Cast iron. What do you need to know about it? And two, I'm going to brief you on a situation that's been going on here throughout the summer. I told you about it earlier, about a young couple that bought a house they should not have ever bought. Before we get into these topics, I'm David Russell with the Russell team. Thank you for watching this short video where we talk about buying, selling, and owning real estate. All right, let's talk about this. Holy crap, look at that. That is almost 100% restricted, that little pipe right there, if you can see that. And then look at the second one. This is a different section of a different pipe from under this house. That's a dirt clod in the pipe. That's how much mud was being pulled into the pipe from the cracks and where there's holes in the pipe. Now, this house underwent a hydrostatic test 5 or so years ago. It was videoed 5 or so years ago, passed both. The pipes looked like to be in okay condition, passed a hydrostatic test. 5 years later, complete failure. So you can tell by how restricted this little spot is in this pipe. That didn't happen in 5 years. That's been like that for a long time. This house was built in the 60s. That's been like that a long time. I'm sure that it's so compacted that when we did the hydrostatic test, it just didn't show the hole. The hole was plugged with whatever that black stuff is. Anyway, the bottom line is if you're buying a home that has cast iron plumbing, this is your reality. This house passed hydrostatic test. This house passed or got a go rating, if you will, from a plumber because it could not see any cracks or material defects in the main sewer line with a video camera. 5 years later, catastrophic failure. We got holes and cracks all over the place. They were probably already there. As you can see here, this is 100%, almost 100% restricted. You just can't see down those 2-inch pipes. They just can't see everything when they're testing these homes. So if you're buying a home that has cast iron, be prepared to write the check to make these types of repairs. Just gonna happen. As long as you're aware of it, as long as you're prepared for it, and as long as you plan on it with the money, then you're gonna be fine. You just don't want to wake up and get a $15,000 or $20,000 surprise one day because the sewer line under your house is failed. So be aware of that. Please think about that when you're buying these houses with old plumbing. Now, we're going to quickly go into the next subject. This couple bought this house, bad plumbing. It's an old house. During the due diligence, their option period, they had a plumber inspect it. They did the camera. The plumber wrote on his report, fail. This house should not be sold until these items are repaired. Somehow, the buyer's agent did not get that to the buyer. And the buyer bought the house. Don't know how that happened, but it did. Buyer's agent never got it to the buyer. Buyer was unaware of this until just recently, and they have massive sewage backup problems, massive plumbing problems in this house. Unfortunately, it was discovered during the option period. So how do you alleviate that problem? How do you, as a buyer, protect yourself to prevent that from happening to you? Very simple. When you do your due diligence, you hire the plumber. So when working with me, I give you a list. Here's some service providers, and I say, please call the one that you'd like. Use one of mine, use someone else. But please call, make arrangements for them to come out and do an inspection on whatever system. And then that relationship is between you, the buyer, and that service provider. You pay them directly. They give you whatever report they produce directly. I am copied on it. So the interaction is between you and the service provider, not between me and the service provider. There's extenuating circumstances where I may be involved. It's very rare, just to protect myself from this situation right here, where that buyer's agent had information, material. That house should have never been sold. That buyer's agent either forgot it, lost it, didn't see it, don't know what happened, but it did not go from buyer's agent to buyer. Now the buyer's got a big problem. So now the options are litigation, hire a lawyer and sue the attorney, sue the realtor, sue the broker, go to TREC, file a complaint for damages and hope that the recovery fund steps up and TREC steps up and pays for the plumbing. But there is evidence that a failed report was given to the buyer's agent, and there's no evidence that that was given to the buyer. And it certainly wasn't given to the lender because it says failed, don't sell this house until this is repaired. So the lender never got it. So the bottom line there is when you're conducting your due diligence and you're purchasing a home, you, the buyer, should have the communication with the service provider. You, the buyer, should get the reports directly from the service provider. And then if you need some interpretation and you want to talk that through with your agent, fantastic. That's what we're here for. But in my business, I don't do that on your behalf. I don't do that for you because you're the homeowner. It's your money. You need to have a clear understanding of what that service provider is doing and what they're going to deliver to you, and then ask them any questions that you may have. So, I told you about this a couple months ago, how this could have been avoided for this young couple. And here's just another example, another mistake, another issue that happened because potentially that agent didn't do their job. And actually, their standard business practice of facilitating that paperwork caused this problem potentially. I don't really know how that chain got broken and never got to the buyer, but it didn't. So by bypassing me and going you direct to the service provider, that problem's eliminated and you get that information directly. I hope this helps somebody out there and prevents somebody from making a catastrophic error by allowing someone to facilitate all that data for you. Please don't do that. You need to go direct to the service provider. If I can help you in any way, buy, sell, real estate, please call, text, or email me. I'm David Russell. Have a great day.